Well, hello there. Welcome to the Obi-Thorn Alliance. I'm Jacob. This is Luke. Like and subscribe. It helps out the channel a lot. Comment down below. And in this video, we're going to be discussing what if episode 2 and the episode rounds. What if T'Challa became Star-Lord? So I guess, how did you enjoy the concept, Luke, of T'Challa became Star-Lord?
It was different. It was, I guess we saw in the trailer that that's what happened. It's a really out there idea. I guess in episode 1, we see a scenario where Peggy, like basically the turn of events that happened were happening, but then something changed, and then because of that, there's like a butterfly effect. Where this is just different. Like instead of picking up Peter, they pick up Prince T'Challa, and it's just different. So I guess that's the beauty of what if. They can just imagine these scenarios and go, well, what if this happened? What if this happened? And I guess it was cool to see some of the things that changed because of it. So what were some of the things that changed because of, supposedly because Peter didn't become Star-Lord?
Well, basically in the opening scene, we get the same scene as in the first Guardians of the Galaxy. But this time, obviously, T'Challa's taking the stone that Peter was taking in the first movie. And then the same villain that was working for Ronan shows up. And then I guess if T'Challa became Star-Lord, that name would carry more weight, because in the movie Guardians of the Galaxy, Peter's like, oh, I'm Star-Lord, and he's like, who? But in this episode, he's like all man-loving.
Yeah, he's like crushing on Star-Lord, and they think, oh, wow, it's Star-Lord. So I don't really know why that is, but they're just basically saying that, like, Peter is not famous as Star-Lord, but that he can make Star-Lord famous. I don't know, it's not really explained why.
Yeah, and then we get this combat scene when he tells him to, you can shoot the gun, and then, we get this awkward dialogue, what was pretty funny, and then we get basically the scene with the trailer when one of the goons was like, oh, is that a catchphrase? And then we see Hondo.
Yeah, and what else changes? So we see Thanos is completely different in this, and so is Nebula. So what changes with them due to this butterfly effect?
Basically, Nebula isn't robotic, and she's actually, I guess, attractive and is working with Star-Lord.
Yeah, and what about Thanos?
Thanos has changed his ways and still thinks the same, but he wants to do the right thing.
But I guess you're saying off camera, you go, oh, Thanos is a good guy, but it's like
he changed his ways.
It's like is the scavengers, are they good people? Like I don't know, they scavenge and steal, like, so he's not a horrible person, but he's still not, I guess, a good guy in a way. He's still a thief. And then, so what's the concept of this episode? They then have this whole heist kind of plan.
It's basically a heist episode.
Yeah, where they're trying to capture the Collector, who's like the biggest bad guy in the universe now because Thanos didn't take the reign.
Yeah. And basically they're trying to steal this plant-growing herb or something. And then basically when they're discussing this, we get to see them in the bar. We get to see Drax, and he's a bartender.
Yeah. So it's interesting that because of this, the Guardians of the Galaxy never happened. It was cool to see the different characters that form part of like the Scavengers crew, like what's the guy he has the funny name? In one of the Guardians movie, he he takes over the ship, but he has like the burnt face name. He gives himself the worst name ever. I can't remember what it was.
Scar or something.
Yeah. He gives himself a really dumb name, and they keep paying him out about it. So we get to see him. We get to see like the second in command guy who's a bit like dopey.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a cool thing to see. And yeah, I guess the collector, and we get to see all his items that he's collected. And he has like collected people and locked them away.
And we get to see the duck.
Yeah. What's the full story behind the duck?
I don't know. I don't know his backstory and the dog as well.
Yeah, I know a bit about the dog. The dog's it's not Pluto. It's like named after a planet or something, I think. And he has like telepathic powers. So he like is the captain of a ship, and he has telepathic powers. So the dog's pretty cool. That was cool to see. I don't know the idea of the duck, but yeah, the duck is some kind of rare collectible that the collector wants.
Yeah.
And then we see the collector's case of swords and armor.
Yeah.
And what did he have there?
Thor's hammer, Captain America's shield, and Thor's sister and Thor Ragnarok's like trophy.
Yeah, like the antler things.
Yeah. So we get to see all those cool things, and we also got to see the Black Order from Thor's Infinity Wars and Avengers Endgame, but they're working for the Collector.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's cool. So we assume that in this world, or this timeline, or change of events, that the Collector somehow takes out people like Thor and like the Avengers, and as prizes he collects their shields and weapons. Seems a bit far-fetched, but I guess it is what it is.
Did you like the flashback scene of showing us why this what if basically happened? Basically, T'Challa went past the defensives, and then Handu left it up to his party members to get Peter, and then they just didn't.
Yeah, and then obviously they were looking for Peter because there was like a bounty or like a prize if anyone
Ego
could find,
wanted his son.
if anyone could find Peter. And then we see at the end he goes and finds Peter, and Peter's working in like a diner cleaning, and he's listening to his music, which is kind of cool. Yeah, it's an interesting concept that they've just gone wrong and kidnapped the wrong person.
Yeah.
I guess they kind of downplay the fact that T'Challa's like angry that he got lied to and got told that like Wakanda was destroyed and Earth had been destroyed, but that wasn't correct.
Yeah.
I think that was a bit downplayed. Do you think you would have been a bit more upset about that?
Yeah. Did you notice in the episode as well, they kept kind of making fun of Thanos' plans in our timeline, like how you're trying to destroy because too many resources, and then they basically find something that can create resources.
Yeah, I didn't pick that up.
Yeah, that's
now
fine.
you mentioned. Yeah, that's pretty clever.
When he just could have snapped for more resources.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. And yeah, they're not like, and there's no mention of the Infinity Stones. That they're trying to collect some kind of like ancient dust, which I guess is that kind of meant to be a reference to the Infinity Stones. But yeah, I the more we talk about it and you explain some things, I like the episode more.
Yeah.
I definitely liked it. I just thought the first one was a cool concept because it was a subtle change. But now you mentioned about them like making a mistake and collecting the wrong person, because I guess I forgot the fact that that's the reason why Peter was picked up originally.
Yeah, because he's Ego's son, and he's basically the main villain.
Yeah, I actually I forgot about that, and then Handu did the right thing by like protecting Peter and not taking him to his dad, because he knew that his dad was probably going to kill him or do something wrong. Yeah. And I like that only just occurred to me now. So yeah, that makes the episode even better, and it makes sense. It is a decent hypothetical. So, yeah. I actually think maybe looking upon that now, I probably like it more than the first episode because it's more clever.
Yeah, I think it's a lot cleverer, and I think the concept of the episode is a lot better. Like, basically the only thing that changed in episode 1 was that Peggy just decided to go in a different room, and that's basically why she became Captain instead of Steve. Like, it was cool seeing other things, but I just think this episode it's really, I think, a better what if scenario.
What do you think the next episode's going to be about?
I said in the last video that it was going to be the Iron Man scenario. I still think they're going to show that for episode 3 because that's kind of the main things that they showed in the trailer when you think about it. They showed the Captain Carter scenario. They showed this one in the Iron Man scenario, and I don't know if you noticed, but Spider-Man becoming Doctor Strange.
I was just thinking that back then. I was like, what were the other scenarios? And I remember there was a Doctor Strange one, and that's all that comes to mind. So I think they've tactically in the trailer only revealed
the main ones.
Some of the episodes. Like I think there's going to be ones where they've not given. Oh, there's the zombie scenario too.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like maybe there's scenarios that they haven't shown us any teasers to yet that we're going to be surprised by.
So I guess final thoughts. You liking the direction of what they're doing with What If? You like the first 2 episodes?
Yeah, I really like the concept, and I was iffy on the animation, like watching something animation, but it makes sense. You couldn't to redo this as a movie. Each episode would be impossible. Like so much money, so hard. The animation just makes sense. So it's cool, and I think it's cool seeing the animated version of the characters because they look correct. They're voiced correctly. They're just an animated version of them, which I don't mind. I would have been annoyed when you first told me about this show if they like changed the way Thanos looked or the way, but they didn't. They look correct to the movies. Yeah, so I like that.
And did you notice in the end they mentioned Chadwick Boseman who passed away in real life? Did you notice that?
Yeah. They put the like in loving memory kind of thing at the end and a memorial to him. Yeah.
So would you like to see his voice for other episode, or you think that's like the last voice effort he'll do?
I don't know. I have no idea what they've recorded with him, but you'd assume that it probably is. There'd be other recordings out there somewhere, but whether they will use them or have a need to use them, we don't know.
Well, thank you for helping, Luke. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe. See you in the next video. Let the force be with you. Bye-bye.